Hi, I'm Chef Gail Sokol and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're making a streusel crunch topping. Now this is just like a little something, a little je ne sais quoi that you can top on top of frostings, on top of donuts, on top of ice cream, on top of a pie before it goes in the oven or after it comes out. Anything you want to top with, you can top your mother with it. It's scrumptious. And it can be adapted to anything you want to do with it. Now, before we get started, I'd like you to become a subscriber. And I'd like you to hit that notification button because I don't want you to miss any of my tips and videos because they're amazing. All right, so this is a super, super easy topping to do. Just a little something I concocted. So I've preheated my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I've lined a sheet pan with parchment paper. You can do it with aluminum foil, or you can even do it on a Silipat mat so nothing sticks. And in a bowl, I'm going to put half a cup of all-purpose flour. You can use any type of flour you really want. I also am going to add a quarter of a cup of white whole wheat flour just to give a slight nuttiness to it. And you can always say it's a little healthier, so it's sort of yummy. I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. You don't like cinnamon, you can do ginger. You don't like any of these, leave them out. But it's perfect for the holidays. You could add pumpkin pie spice. You could add apple pie spice. You could add separate nutmeg, ginger, cinnamon. Those are the components that are in those already blended spice blends like pumpkin pie spice and apple pie spice. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you feel or what your family really enjoys. And just sort of move it around so it combines very nicely. And then I'm going to add half a cup. I like dark brown sugar. So we're going to put that in there. And dark brown sugar takes a little bit to blend in. So this is where my hands are going to come in. So once I get this sort of blended in, you want to actually make clumps. So I'm going to take 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter. I melted it. Doesn't matter if it's warm or cool. I mean, mine, I just put it in the microwave and it's barely warm. I'm going to add half a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract just to actually punch up the flavor a little. Extracts like vanilla, especially pure vanilla, really make a difference with the flavor. So I'm going to add it, almost like you're making a pie crust, but you're making a streusel. Now, many of you have probably made like a streusel pie. You can even put this on top of a coffee cake. Oh, wow, that would be amazing. Now, when you stir it up, it clumps. That's the point. We want it to clump. So get rid of your spoon, lose your instrument, and use these tools, your hands, and sort of combine your ingredients, because this is the best thing you can do, until all the flour's combined into the melted butter, the sugar, the spices. Looks like a streusel pie right there. You can put this on top of a pecan pie, a pumpkin pie. But because we're going to bake it off first, you would put it on your pumpkin pie after the pumpkin pie was baked, or you can even put it on top of the pumpkin pie before it's baked. You just have to watch that it doesn't brown too much. So you see that? Perfect. Now I'm going to just sort of, for lack of a better word, dump it on my sheet pan. All right. I'm going to scatter it around so it's sort of a thin layer. And you want to make sure you got clumps. So sort of clump them up. Clumping is good. Usually, you know, we bakers are like, you know, we want to prevent clumps. We want to prevent bumps and lumps. Here, I'm encouraging you to get clumps. So clump it up. This is fabulous on a bowl of vanilla ice cream, coffee ice cream, butter pecan, anything like that. So I'm going to clump it up. I'm going to put it in my oven for about 10 minutes. I'm going to take it out with an offset spatula. I'm going to move it around, and I'm going to keep it in the oven. I'm going to put it back in the oven after I mush it around. Not mush it, but sort of move it around. because I want it to bake and get sort of a brownish golden brown. It's going to be hard to tell because of the brown sugar. You don't want to burn it, and you should smell it in the oven when you know it's done, but you want to feel that the clumps of sort of baking together, and as it cools, it will firm up. So I'm going in for my first round in the oven for about 10 minutes. So my beautiful, beautiful crunchy streusel topping, streusel crunch topping came out of the oven after an additional 5 minutes. And you see the big clumps? Clumps are good, people. We love clumps. Let it cool right on this. Don't mess with it. Don't move it around too much. I was just doing that to show you. And then store it in an airtight container. And anytime you want some extra streusel, it's on oatmeal, ice cream, cakes, on top of cookies, or I love to use it on my baked donuts, my apple cider donuts. When I put my apple cider icing on, I sprinkle a little streusel on there. Just gives it a little something extra. So I hope you make this beautiful, crunchy streusel topping, and I hope you become a subscriber. Until next time.